Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study English, and I am Tony Jose, your English teacher. And this year we will be studying English. And the first, you have there are two textbooks that we have to study. That is grammar and literature. So first we study about the grammar. So in grammar you can find that the first chapter that we have to study is about the sentences. Okay. So you are all familiar with sentences. So we speak a lot amount of things, and in that we find that there are so many sentences that we are speaking. Okay. So we know, like we heard about the word. What is a word? Word is a group of letters. When different type of letters combine together to give a meaning, it is called as a word. And when we add different letters together and combine together, and when different letters are joined together to form a word, and when it gives a meaning, we call it as a word. And when different words are combined together to give a complete sense or complete meaning. Okay, so we know that we are listening to different type of words. Okay, but simply just writing any word in any order, it will not create a proper meaning. So when we arrange the words in a proper order, so that it will give a complete sense, okay, or complete meaning, that kind of a group of words is called as the sentence. So we have already studied in the previous class about the sentences. Okay, so you are very much familiar about the sentence. So what is the sentence? Means a group of words which give complete meaning. So here in our chapter we can say in the beginning there are some words given. Okay, an hour, I met, ago, her. So it is written there. There are so many words used there, but the words are not giving any proper meaning. But when you arrange them in a proper order, like I met her an hour ago. So here in this it gives a complete meaning. So we can understand that the person who is speaking has met the other person 1 hour before. So that is what the sentence is there. So in that it gives a complete meaning. Another group of words are given, like visited, we, Germany, week, last. So there are few words given there, but it does not make any complete meaning. All the words are there, but it will not give a proper meaning, because it is not arranged in a proper order. So we have to arrange them. When we arrange them into a proper order, we get a complete sentence. Like we visited Germany last week. Okay, so this is a proper sentence and it gives a complete meaning. Do you understand? So this is called as the sentence. A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. So we can say as a definition, what is a sentence? If it is asked, a sentence is a group of words that make a complete sense. So for English, you have to make two copies. One copy is for grammar and one copy is for English literature. Okay. So the first notebook or the copy that you have to make is about the grammar. So for grammar you have to write sentence you write, and the definitions and the things which I tell you, only those things you have to write in the copies. So there are some exercises are there. Those exercises you will have to write in the book, in your notebook. Okay. So first chapter you have to write the name of the chapter, the sentence, and the first thing that you have to write in your copy is the definition of the sentence. A sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. So that meaning you have to write into your notebook. The second sentence that you have to write into your copy is a sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. How we can understand full stop, a question mark or exclamation mark? Okay, so how we can understand a sentence, like when we are writing a sentence. Okay, so here whenever we say like I met her an hour ago, I met her an hour ago. After completing the sentence, we make a full stop. Okay, so we start with a capital letter and we end it with a full stop. Okay, so this is not the only thing that we are using in the beginning. Anyhow, we are using starting with the capital letter and ending sometimes we end with a full stop, sometimes we may use question mark, or sometimes we use exclamation mark. Okay, so there are different type of symbols that we are using, but normally we use almost all the sentences that we are using ending with a full stop. Okay, we start, the beginning of the sentence will be with a capital letter, and the ending will be either a full stop or question mark or a exclamation mark. So these two things you have to understand. Okay, so a sentence is a group of words which gives a complete meaning, and it will start with a capital letter and end with a full stop, question mark or exclamation mark. Okay, so this is the first thing that we have to understand. Then we have to study about some of the features or characteristics of sentences. The first important feature that we have to study is that a sentence must have a verb in it. Okay, so you have studied about verb. What is verb? A verb means action. So any word which represents an action is called as a verb. So here in this sentence, like we can say met. Okay, so there is a word met here. Okay, so in this sentence we can say that this sentence is a complete sentence because there is a verb in it. So if we have to give a complete meaning for a sentence, we can say that there should be a verb in that sentence. So it is a compulsory that there should be a verb. So there are some one exercise given there. Put the tick against the group of words which are sentences across, against those do not, and into mark against those which do not make sense. So here this exercise can be done in your book itself. There is no need of writing it into your copy. Only you can just there are column given there. You just have to put the tick mark or into mark. You just have to understand whether it is a sentence or not. Okay, so there are a group of words given there, and we have to understand whether this is a sentence or not. The first one, Gutenberg was a poor man. So this is a complete sentence. So you can make a tick mark in that box given there. Okay, and sacred cow animal the is a. So it does not give a proper meaning. So that is why we cannot say that it is a sentence. So you can put a into mark there. So if the word is the right one, then you can put a tick mark in the box there, and the second sentence, if it is a wrong one, you can put a into mark there. Okay, so the first one is right, and the second one is it is not a sentence. So you can put a into mark there. Why is she smiling? So there is it is a complete sentence and it gives a proper meaning. So we can say that this is a sentence. So you have to make a tick mark there. Sight, what a beautiful is it. So in that all the things are there, but it is not arranged in a proper order. So we cannot call it as a sentence. So we have to make it into mark there. Okay. The postman brought this parcel. So this is a complete sentence. So we can say that it is the tick. So the first one is right, second one is wrong, third one is right, fourth one is wrong, fifth one is right. So like that you can mark it in your book. Then next one more exercise is given there. So next feature of next speciality of a sentence is that group of words that make partial sense are called phrases. So when you study sometimes what happens is that we may get confused with the phrases and sentences. Okay, so if there are a group of words, but it gives a partial sense, not a full sense. So when we studied about the sentence, it gives a complete sense. But here the phrase is a group of words which gives only a partial sense, not a complete sense, but a partial sense. See, for example, all of a sudden, across the street in few days. So these type of things are there that are called as phrases. They are not complete sentences, but they are giving at least some partial meaning. It will give a little bit meaning, but it does not give a complete meaning. Okay. A phrase is different from a sentence. It does not have capital letters. So when you see that it is like all of a sudden it is written there, and you can see that it is not starting with a capital letter. Okay. So it does not have punctuation. It does not stop with a full stop or question mark or exclamation mark, or all these type of things are not there. Okay. Another thing is that it does not have a verb. Okay. So there is no verb also in that. Okay, so there are three things that we have to notice: that it does not start with a capital letter, it does not end with a full stop or a question mark, or any punctuation is not used there, and the third feature is that there is no verb in that sentence. Okay, so these are the different specialities of a phrase. So if these things are not there, we can call it as a phrase, and if things are there, then we call it as a sentence. Thus, we see that a phrase does not make a complete sentence. So, from that itself, we can understand that a phrase does not make a complete sense. Okay. So, here there are some a verb adds meaning to the sentences. She fell down all of a sudden. So, here we can use when you add a verb, we can make it a complete sentence. Like a phrase can be added with a sentence or with a verb to make a complete sense. Okay. We live across the street. So here that's like first phrase it was there, like across the street was there. So it is a phrase, it does not give a complete sense. But when you connect it with a verb, then it gives a complete sense. Like we live across the street. So it is a complete sentence, and it gives complete meaning. They will return in a few days. So in a few days is a phrase, and when it is added with the they will return, so that is that sentence is there, and when it is connected with that, it will give a complete meaning. Okay. So there are one more exercise there. Pick out the sentences from below, putting a tick against them. So there are some things given there, some group of words are given there, and you have to understand whether it is a sentence or a not. Okay, and if it is a sentence, then you have to make a tick mark against it. Okay, so the first one, on the chair. So there is no verb there. There is no, it is not starting with a capital letter. So we can understand that this is not a sentence. So it is not. You need not to make tick mark. In the end. So it is also not a complete sentence. All that glitters is not gold. So this is a complete sentence, and we can make a tick mark at the end of it because it is a sentence. It is a holiday today. So it is also a complete sentence, and we can make a tick mark there. Will you stop talking? It is a question, and it gives a complete meaning, and it is also a sentence. You can make a tick mark at the end of it. Hooray, we have won the match. So this is also a complete sentence. Gutenberg invented the printing press. So this is also a sentence. This group of words is called as a sentence. The sun sets in the west. Okay. So this is also a sentence. Okay. So this is a sentence, but it is not ending with a full stop. You can add a full stop there only. That might be a printing mistake. The sun sets in the west. So you have to put a full stop there and make a complete tick mark there. Writes well. So writes well is not a sentence. To sleep early, it is also not a sentence. Okay. So that is all about today. So remaining portions we will study in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much.